All right. Hello, everybody. Dallisa Hawking here, fifth generation psychic medium. I'm the CEO of a fantastic company, Spirit and Spark. We connect people with quality spiritual practitioners around the world. I have a really great job, and today is Monday. I get to come to you and bring you my thoughts on what this week is going to be like. I'm joined today by Jasmin, who's going to give us a free gift, which will be fun for everybody. You have 48 hours to redeem it, so don't go anywhere. And then we have Amanda, who's going to be coming on and talking about astrology, and Dale. Dale is Numerology by Dale, and you're just going to love everybody today. You're in for a huge show, so don't go anywhere. Share the link with your friends, your family. Take a big, deep breath. We are here, baby. It's Mercury retrograde and all kinds of shenanigans. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay. Do me a favor. Whether you're watching live or you are enjoying the replay, drop us a comment. Let us know, where are you tuning in from and how are you feeling today? It's a wild and wonky world out there, but we are going to help you through this. That's why I ask you to join me every single week and encourage your friends, your network to come and join the party. That way they know what is going to be coming their way. You don't have to go through this alone, and we're about preparing you with information so that you can live a more harmonious life and go through it with a little bit more grace. So welcome to the show today. Again, I'm Dallisa Hawking, fifth generation psychic medium and CEO of Spirit and Spark, coming to you live today, which is Monday, September 27th. Yes, I have to look at my calendar because sometimes it feels like it was just April, and sometimes it feels like I'm zipping through into the future at a very fast speed. So it's Monday today. I'm going to go through a few things of what I feel like the energy is going to feel like for the week ahead. And then I'm going to welcome Jasmin on, and we're just going to have this rockin' kick-ass show today. So fasten your seatbelts. But yes, comment and let me know, what are you feeling? Take a big deep breath. We're all in this together. All right, so here's what I think for the week ahead. It is kind of the first official day of Mercury retrograde. I've been kind of feeling it. Amanda's going to talk more about it. Yeah, everything that can go wrong usually. Best laid plans, right? I remember the Mercury retrograde I went through in June. I think it was June when I was traveling, and it was a disaster and a half. So I'm curious to ask Amanda here in a few minutes what we can expect from this Mercury retrograde. Yeah, probably things that may go a little bit haywire. You know, might have to redo things, might have to regroup, review, all those RE words. And one of my favorite things, I'm being so sarcastic, about this time of year is all of your exes coming back. All your ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends, like, don't say I didn't warn you. You may be feeling a little bit of anxiousness this week or a bit uncomfortable. But I do think that there's going to be this really beautiful, big energy that comes in that helps you to formulate your words, what you want to say, and you'll be able to express those soon. So if you don't know exactly what to do or what to say right now, hang tight. The doorways of opportunity, of expression are headed your way. There is a bit of an energy around our world right now where it's not all doom and gloom. I feel like you've got things that may happen suddenly or unexpected that may feel like a gift or something good coming your way. So embrace all of the gifts the universe has for you. Okay, so there might be some aggravation today. This is the 27th Monday. So if you feel today that somebody's like throwing a fit or throwing a tantrum, it's just part of today's energy. So don't get too wrapped up in it. Let them throw their fit, smile, let it go. Moving right along. I do think there's going to be a lot of change and a need for compromise this week and next week. Amanda and Dale will be weighing in on, I'm sure, what October is going to feel like for us. So stay tuned for that. I would recommend, just based off of how I've personally experienced this energy and how my clients tend to navigate through this, really slow down before you send a text, before you send an email, and take a breath and ask, is this really what I want to say? Because these next couple of weeks could really get derailed very quickly if you're just going wild and not really thinking about repercussions or how your communication is being received. So it's a really easy time to be misunderstood. So watch that. Without further ado, I'm going to bring Jasmin on. So Jasmin is a practitioner at Spirit and Spark. Hello, hello. We love Jasmin. So Jasmin, you have a gift for everybody that's tuning in, and they only have 48 hours to redeem it. So they have until Wednesday, September 29th. We're going to say 12:30 Central Standard Time. So that would be 10:30 a.m. Pacific. And what is that? 1:30 Eastern Time. I'm trying to do quick math. You got 48 hours, everybody. 48 hours to redeem this. But you're giving them a free report based off of where the energy sits for them. So you would need their birth information, like daytime, the date, the exact time, and the city and state. And who should get this report? Like what's contained in it?
So I'm going to do your sun, moon, and rising sign, which is your big three. Okay. So usually when you read your horoscope, you want to look at the signs of your big three because it makes up your personality, right? Your moon is your emotions, your sun is your soul, and your rising sign is like that mask you wear, that how you're perceived when you're first met, and definitely will show you outside events that are going to happen, especially reading your horoscope, or I talk all the time about, your rising sign. So we want to follow transits. So yeah, it's going to be real helpful information just to have the three of those on top of the report I'm going to give you, which is just your personality. I think it's going to be really great.
It'll be fun. Yeah, I love astrology. I just soak up so much information from you and from other astrologers that we have on the show. It's like, I just want to know everything because I feel like if you follow astrology, you will unlock so much information, and numerology as well. So, and Jasmin's been a practitioner on the Spirit and Spark team for quite some time. I'm sure a lot of you in the comments have had sessions with her and everybody raves about their sessions with Jasmin. So, yeah, which is a lot of fun. She does card reading, psychic mediumship, all kinds of good stuff. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show everybody how to redeem this. Again, it's 48 hours only, so you have till Wednesday around noontime to redeem this. You're going to go on the Spirit and Spark website, and in the form, just write, like, I want Jasmin's report. That would be the easiest thing. I want Jasmin's report. If you want to include all your birth info, great, you can do that, and I can send it over to Jasmin. Otherwise, I'll just say I want Jasmin's report, and I'll connect you with Jasmin over email, and the two of you can kind of sort that out. But go to the website, spiritandspark.com, and you're going to go to the menu and click contact, and then just scroll down and you'll see the form on there. Fill the form out with your name and your email address. And in the message, I want Jasmin's report. And if you want to include your birth info, you can. And that's how you're going to get this free report. Jasmin, is there anything else you want to share, or anything you feel about this energy going on right now?
I mean, Mercury retrograde is actually often better for me. I mean, for the collective, it's not. But natally, my Mercury is in retrograde. So I seem to get a burst of productive energy.
Well, that's good.
I did notice someone in the comments had asked about the rising sign. The rising sign is the mask you wear. It's when you go into a grocery store and you see somebody, the teller, right? And the immediate energy you pick up on that person, that is their rising sign. But it's really helpful when talking about life events and transits. So.
Yeah, I agree. That's a great way of describing it. It's like, yeah, how you present yourself to the world. So I hope that's helpful. Oh yeah, Caroline saying that your sessions are incredible. I knew that there was somebody who was going to post in there. Well, beautiful. So everybody go grab your free gift from Jasmin. Jasmin, thanks for doing that, and thanks for popping on the show today.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Have a great week. All right. So that'll be fun. I'm sure my inbox will be flooded by the time this show is over. So everybody can grab Jasmin's free gift. I will say, make sure you check your spam folder for that report. Sometimes our emails go into spam folders, whether it's one from me or one from Jasmin. So just make sure you check that. Okay, so I'm going to bring Amanda on next. So Amanda is an astrologer extraordinaire, and I've asked her to come on the show today to talk about what is going to be coming up for the week ahead, and even if she wants to take a peek at October. So we're going to bring Amanda on, and then after we chat with Amanda, then Dale is going to come on and give us the numerology forecast for October. Like I told you, it's a big show, lots of information. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring Amanda on. Hello.
Hello, Dallisa. I'm so happy to be here. I think the last time, it's funny, I've been here before, was the Gemini Mercury in retrograde. So
Yeah.
It seems like there's back in time with that again as well. But I will reiterate what you said about check your spam folder for Jasmin's reports. Mercury in retrograde is all about communication and kind of mishaps with communication, specifically because we're in an air sign, Libra. It's going to be a lot to do with technology. Anything like communication that wise is probably going to be more difficult than, say, the average everyday screw up your life Mercury retrograde that not to say it's always bad, but it's challenging. I think it's really challenging for people. Specifically, I think this kind of triple hitter, because this is, well, thank God we are in the last retrograde of 2021 as far as Mercury, so we can at least have something to kind of look forward to of that being over. But this day specifically is also kind of important to note is, so Mercury in Libra is communication, obviously, for most people kind of realize that, but it's also really like travel. So it rules like vehicles, technology, supply chains, things of that nature. So I was watching on the news earlier, get your Christmas presents early because the whole world is kind of backed up as far as, ships being stuck in ports, not being, things are not being supplied the way that they could, including, I think, relationships with other countries, relationship with other states. Libra itself is interpersonal, it's partnerships, but it's also like business partnerships. And even it rules what's called open enemies. So people that, you kind of want on your side and you're sort of in this tentative, like, balanced out energy. So yeah, X is coming back into your life because retrograde means to kind of come back around again. Mercury loves to move forward at full speed. It doesn't like to stop. When it has to stop, it's like, oh my God, this is just ridiculous and I can't believe it. So the frustration is because Mercury wants to keep moving, even though it's in retrograde. So it's kind of like that moment when you're pulling into a parking space and someone else is pulling out and you have that moment of confusion and frustration. That's sort of what a Mercury in retrograde is about. This specific one is very prolific because not just are we dealing with Mercury in retrograde in Libra today, we're also dealing with the planet Pluto and asteroid Eris in a contact with one another. Pluto is kind of what we're looking towards. I think some of us have heard about the Pluto return of the United States and how we as a foreign nation have not gone through one yet. That's destructive, volatile, transformative energy. Pluto is currently in Capricorn, which rules politics. It rules control and structure. The asteroid Eris is like the female version of Mars, so very feminine energy. Currently in Aries, which is Mars's ruler. When a planet is in its ruler, it's in its power. So the last time this contact happened was the Trojan War. So we look at kind of between the retrograde, we're looking at manipulative energy as far as messages. So on the news, what you're hearing, even friendships on an interpersonal level, it's like what you're hearing isn't necessarily the truth of the matter. That contact is going to continue for the next few years. Pluto is just this big kind of ominous, like we're going to transform, we're going to atone for our karma looming over us. I hate to say it, this whole year, into next. But this day specifically, if you're feeling unnerved or even angry or aggressive, it's because it's sort of maybe even like underlying passive aggressiveness, right? Because that Eris in Aries, it's like feminine is not overtly necessarily physically aggressive. So verbal aggression, I think today is like at a peak point.
Fun.
I know that was a lot of
you're just full of good news.
Intensity, definite intensity.
Yeah, well, I'll mention even though, so in the comments, Catherine, I think I blocked you on accident for 5 minutes, but Angelita, don't post your birth info in the comments. This is public. And then Jacqueline is saying that she can't get the form on the website to work. So we're just kind of going with it because it's exactly to your point, like this volatility with the energy and technology not working. So it's already being proven in the comments. So I'm going to pop my email address in the comments here, and people, you can just email me directly and just say, I want Jasmin's report if you can't get the form to work.
So yes, definitely working. We're definitely having to work way harder. The positive about Mercury in retrograde is I think it gives us the opportunity to pause and contemplate our interpersonal relationships. And that might not feel particularly great, like stuff about friends you might have had for 25 years. You know, you're learning things about them that you don't like. Well, it's not your learning. You're just re-seeing and being reminded that there's a communication issue or there's a power imbalance. The scales of Libra, you know, it's sort of a misnomer that Libra is balanced. It wants to be balanced, but the world wants to unbalance it. So we feel that like, okay, I need to like readjust myself. It's that kind of constant motion of readjustment. For a more kind of positive element during this week specifically is, as I can't talk because it's Mercury in retrograde, but that's okay. On the 29th, we are moving into Venus trining Neptune. Now, Venus is currently moved out of its sort of domicile or fall in Scorpio and into much more free and explorative energy in Sagittarius. Neptune is kind of the higher vibration of Venus, meaning it's love without boundaries, love without any sort of expectation. So, you know, I think this is a good time to kind of reflect on loving ourselves, first off, because Sagittarius kind of is about individual freedom, but also loving those around us, being more compassionate. So after we've burned all our bridges during this Mercury in retrograde at the beginning of the week, maybe now we're kind of seeing things from people's other point of view or other perspective, hopefully. This can kind of smooth things over if we've gone a little too far off that deep end energy there. Because as we move further as well, on the 30th, we have Venus squaring Jupiter. Now, Venus squaring Jupiter is kind of a trickster type situation. Jupiter is happy with Sagittarius because Jupiter is rule Sagittarius. So they're two pretty happy together for the most part. A square is 90 degrees. It's tension, it's frustration, it's friction. I think, you know, we're going to have the tendency to overindulge in our vices here. Jupiter, you know, is expansive and likes to have a good time. And let's say after probably all the frustration of the week, we're dealing with kind of the need to indulge. But this could also, you know, we text that ex back, maybe we shouldn't have. We have like we have that drunken night, we have that overindulgence, and we slip up. Because Venus is relationship based, much like Libra. We have a slip up, we contact that ex, we contact that friend, we take a step backwards and we kind of tumble off, right? And we have to kind of repair the damage. So those of you that are sort of mulling around all those exes and all those friends texting you right now, just be aware the temptation is definitely going to be there to make contact with these people. And then you're going to wake up on the 1st of October and you are going to deal with Mercury still in retrograde in a square with Pluto. So that's kind of an intense, angsty energy. That's the kind of like looking, I made this big mistake, or in reality, this relationship is toxic for me. And all of these feelings and all this stuff from this relationship are coming back to me. So it could be you're kind of that lulled into that false sense of security. This kind of pushes that in your face. Also, as far as the world at large, we're looking at, you know, messages of maybe power and control. Things are very much so under the surface. We're also, today will be the day we're currently dealing with all 7 planets in retrograde. So we're almost rearing up for this huge, specifically Saturn, Pluto, you know, the planet Uranus, they're all been in this retrograded pattern, and those have been major themes. So transformation, upheaval, destruction. I mean, if we look at like on a worldwide thing, miscommunications, all this crazy stuff, weather-related incidences, specifically the planet Uranus, turbulent, sudden happenings, tends to rule weather patterns whenever he deals in retrogrades and other things like that. We deal with like blizzards, like the blizzard of 78 was a very much a Uranian sort of thing, surprising and shocking instances. So I think that a good way and a positive way maybe to prepare ourselves for this is to be forgiving of, I think, our human shortcomings when we're trusting, right? Our trusting nature, our ability to, relate to other humans. So I think sort of using this energy to see people's flaws, faults, and realize that you have your own, kind of working on that balance type circumstance as we move through the month, even specifically like October 6th, we're looking at the new moon in Libra. So very much aligning with trying to balance our emotional needs and our ego needs. So I think a lot of our ego kind of drives are going to come into check, especially because on the 6th of October, and I mentioned this even though we're into the next week, because this major theme here is that we're really looking at intensity, change, upheaval. Pluto goes direct. When a planet goes direct, it's like it's stationed. It's called station direct, and it's the ultimate in the intensity is felt, so expect, not in your personal life maybe, but like as the world, goes around, expect a major upheaval, a major change, even like policy changing. In your personal life, expect to find out everything about everybody that you never wanted to know. Is pretty much how I feel about that specific.
I'm just going to take a nap.
I know. It's exhausting because then Saturn on the 10th goes direct.
Oh, don't tell me there's more, Amanda.
There's so much. It's so, I know, I'm tired just even looking at my little epidermis there. I'm like, it's not all bad. It's just, we have to learn how to let go. I think as humans, and I think astrologically is telling us that there are patterns that are toxic. There are people where, specifically, if we're looking at this Libra energy, there are people that are toxic. Sometimes we're the toxic person. It's all about that balance. We can't just place blame on, one specific person for everybody's problems. It's a unit. It's a balancing act. So if we can kind of realize our part in relationships, what are we being told about how we communicate with our partners, business, etc., worldwide, how are we treating our allies? How are we treating, the supply chain, our workers, everything, breakdowns of that nature. So, we can't control the world at large, but we can kind of control how we're valuing ourselves and other people.
Okay. Wow. There's a lot of intensity coming up. I'm sure Dale is going to have a lot to say about the October numerology.
I'm sure he's right on the money with it.
Well, it's going to be really interesting because I loved everything. I don't love everything you just said. I appreciate everything you shared because it's helping us all to better prepare and understand the energies because it's all working for us. Right. And so it'll be interesting to see, because Dale's going to come on in just a second, to see how his numerology energy, aligns with what is happening astrologically and how they both kind of intertwine with each other. But I want everybody to know how to find you and what you got cooking. So can you tell everybody where they should connect with you, what you've got going on right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can either connect with me. So if you want to on YouTube, I'm Astrology by Amanda here. Or if anybody wants to contact me through my website, it's astrologybyamanda.com or facebook.com/astrologybyamanda. And actually, for all of us that are terrified of retrograded season, I'm doing specific readings to guide you personally in your own chart through working through all of those energies, as well as midheaven manifestations. So your ultimate dream career and how can we get you there without, changing your whole personality. We try to fit in a box, work with your energy. It's all about going into the flow, which I think Dale will reiterate, as he's saying about numerology, astrology. It's knowing what the weather is and doing what you want with it, not being ultimately paralyzed and terrified. So I wouldn't say just because retrograde, don't stop your life, but, be aware of your communications and be more cautious.
Couldn't have said it any better myself. So astrologybyamanda.com, correct?
Correct. Thank you.
Okay, beautiful. Everybody go check out Amanda's website. Go find out how Mercury retrograde is going to affect you. And when you know what the weather is, you can better prepare.
Exactly.
Thanks for coming on the show today, Amanda. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, good luck out there.
Yes, you too.
Thank you. Oh, she's delightful. So make sure you go connect with her on all the social media platforms and her website, and check out what Amanda's got cooking with her sessions and everything coming up. All right, Dale has been on the show before. If you've been a loyal viewer, you will remember Dale. Dale.
Hey, my friend. Listen, this is what I have to say right away. Amanda and Jasmin. But you mentioned, I'm going to speak somewhat of how possibly numerology and astrology are just part of the same truth. But I got to tell you, Amanda, from my perspective, hit it right on the head. And many of the words that she described this month speaks to the vibe of the month as I see it. And we had an opportunity, you and I, to talk for just a couple of minutes before the show began. And I had mentioned that this month is absolutely going to be a prelude. It is a prelude to all of 2022 in terms of the vibe. But I say, when I was listening to Jasmin and listening to Amanda, I say be like a piece of cold butter on a hot plate this month and relax, or try to relax. And the vibe of this sixth energy is about harmony, balance, things Amanda had mentioned, love. The six speaks of community, family. Often when I speak of the numbers, I'll use an example of man and man and man and women, but one speaks of the beginning, two is when they come together. The sixth vibration is when two partners come together and they decide to put attention to their family. And that means love. But family is also community. Family is also the world. And out of love, we do so many things. We create, we become doctors, nurses, we heal. Out of love, we become singers, dancers, graphic designers, and then we come back to family again. And family is caregiving. So the vibe of this month, or I should say October, we're coming to it, is a sixth vibration. And it's a 15-6. So what that basically, actually, let me just say this, 2020, we spoke of this. I called it as the year of deconstruction. I mentioned it before it began, like a cube breaking down, and not destruction, but deconstruction. Deconstruction of our social norms, our body, COVID, that's when it really hit us. Our politics, it's just been crazy. 2021, because we've all been feeling this vibe, is that deconstruction evolving, but going fast. So there's no real solid foundation this year in a way. That's why everything is zipping along, constant change. Even, again, I mentioned COVID, that's been morphing. And even our beliefs, how we're dealing with it. But this entire year, 2021, is about mercurial change, decisions. That's why even as something as simple as SpaceX, I think it was SpaceX just last week, went out into, they launched their rocket ship or so, or one of those companies launched a rocket ship, because the 5 is about freedom, expression. So we're going through this crazy year, but it's because all that deconstruction, nothing is forming yet. It's sort of like lava flowing. And when we come to 2022, we get this sixth energy. Now, bring it back to just this month. This is a month where we are going to find, I actually split up into the universal vibe and then the personal vibe. That's for you and I and how we deal with it. And I say with Mercury in retrograde, which is incredible on this day, because I had mentioned today, first of all, we know it's a 5-year, according to me, it's a 5-year. The month of September is a 5 energy. And the vibe of today is a 5 energy. What does all that mean? It's electric, it's mercurial, it's fast. It's a great day for doing what we're doing now, promotions, reaching out to the public. And again, you could do whatever you want, but it is just the weather, as you said. But what we're coming towards, I can tell you right now that look towards what we're going to see in the news first. October is going to be a month where social issues, remember I mentioned family and community, are going to take center stage. Judicial news are going to take center stage. As a matter of fact, if you just look at what's sort of percolating now, I think we have the, well, not I think, I know, immigration on the boards right now with Haitians here in the country and all that's going on. We have many people around the country. It's been going on for a while, but unions and groups fighting the vaccine or being forced to take the vaccine. I'm not taking any side here. It's just the fact that's what's going on. A lot of judicial announcements this last month. And we have education taking center stage. I could tell you that all of this pushes into actually October, which again, social issues and voting. As a matter of fact, 2022, a 6th year, what's going on? Congressional elections. And so bringing it back to October again, just be prepared for a lot of social issues to hit the news, affect all of us. And more importantly, we're going to find ourselves, generally speaking, so many of us are going to find family taking center stage, caregiving, taking care of others. And just know that if you happen to be in that position, have patience with yourself. But Amanda said something which I loved. She also said, I'm paraphrasing, but taking care of yourself. And so with this frantic Mercury in retrograde, which is enough to scare the bejeebies out of you because things always go crazy. And that's a fact, generally speaking, it does. And we're walking through this weather. I say, as I said earlier.
Yeah, we're walking through some heavy rain.
And yet, and even heavy rain can nurture the fields.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so this is, so the positive aspect of this energy that I see we're walking through will be family care, taking care of others, but also great month for contracts, agreements. I could tell you that the housing market is going to be actually zooming along. It's going to be a buyer's market. I think it already is, but it takes great center stage, more agricultural news, and politics will be huge. Now, I named in the last 15 months when politics hasn't been huge, but in terms of social issues and policies being made, Amanda also mentioned policy. That's what's going to take center stage this month. And we're walking through it. So I say one of the things to remain calm, because the 6 vibrates to calm, harmony, and whatever you're doing, I think it's great advice at any time to try to relax and then walk through it. I'm one, you know, I have blessed to know a lot of astrologers and blessed like you, and I hear that Mercury's in retrograde. I don't not do something, but what I do is I slow down and evaluate and see, like, for instance, if I have to sign a contract next week, and generally I think you would back it up. It's not the best time always to sign a contract, but if you have to sign a contract and you have to do it, then do your due diligence, slow down, and then delve and move forward. Now, the vibe of this month, a great thing to help you do that is to listen to music. Now, we all listen to music, but I mean, listen to music. Play some flowers in your home this month. Do things to bring harmony to yourself and to your environment. And that speaks to the 6 energy. On the negative side, contracts and agreements. This particular 6 energy for this month is a 15-6. 1 + 5 is 6. A little different than 24. 2 + 4 is 6, 33. 3 + 3 is 6. This is in sync with the 5 energy. Contracts, agreements, you think you have it ready to go. Mercury retrograde, pie out. It's not something quirky will occur. So even though this is a great month for all the things, family, friends, taking care of others, it's still mercurial. It's still going to be moving quickly. So you have to be careful. Great month to make money. Great month to do logo designs because it's a creative energy, websites. Now, you could do this any month. We know this. But I always say if it's 50, the wind is 50 miles per hour, that's probably a better day to fly a kite than yesterday when it was only 10 miles an hour, if you get my point. So we're walking through these things. But this month, guarantee you, political events are going to really just rise to the surface. And the 6 is about harmony, it speaks to family, caring, taking care of others, agreements, negotiations. So just be careful, as you always will when you're doing those things. Great month for signing leases and contracts, but things can go a bit hourly. And I will say this, I'm not going to name, because if folks want to further go more, they can go to the website and get this information. But I say wear pastel colors this month. There are a couple of colors that I absolutely speak to, and gemstones, but I'll leave that to those either go to the website or those who subscribe. but it's
Yeah, that's
I'll say
great.
this: diamonds.
Ooh. Yeah, if anybody wants to buy me a diamond.
Hello. They say it's a girl's best friend, it's anyone's best friend, but it's a great stone this month. But there's so many others. But again, these key words, harmony and balance, healthcare is going to take center stage. Some judicial announcements going to occur, all dealing with society and our social norms. That's the vibe of this month. But it is on a positive note. Great time to take care. Oh, I know what I want to take care of the self. Massage, facials, be like a piece of butter. Relax, because in order to help others, you definitely should be helping yourself.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Michelle's saying that she loves your voice. Fern is saying wonderful to see you and hear you speak.
Hey, Fern. Well, you know what? That's not fair. I spoke to Fern a couple hours ago. But I'm going
to mess this name up, but it's such a beautiful name.
What is
Yatunde?
Yatunde.
Oh, I love, what a beautiful name.
A beautiful name?
Wow.
It's a beautiful name, a beautiful person too.
Yeah, just a note here that you're always in alignment. So
it speaks to, again, what I meant, alignment is a big word this month with harmony and all the things. So in terms of all of this crazy energy that you and I are walking through, and even socially, on the negative note, I know that we're probably going to see social events that aren't going to be so positive this month. That 5 energies, we're still walking through this 5. And I'll tell you this, we're heading somewhere. As I mentioned, 2020, deconstruction, 2022, the general vibe is just constant change. 2021, 2022 is where social change. We also have 2023, 2024, and the big whammy is 2025, because that's when we hit the location, wherever this planet is heading to. And then we start whatever's left, we start again. But again, this month, we still have this 5 energy pushing us along. So it's good to try to slow down. And don't succumb to the fact that it's just crazy. Then that means, from my perspective, then if you could take 5 minutes before you leave your house, or maybe sitting in the car, and then see what Mercury has to give you. But slow down and then go about your business. So when you're signing contracts, when you're dealing with your children, and a lot of that's going to occur, look to taking care of your plants this month, taking care of your pets. Children will take center stage. And one last thing, older folks or loved ones, reach out. Family is so much part of this vibe. And it's just that when the weather's just perfect, it snows. When it's right, it rains. We're going about our business as we did last month, the month before, and what we will. But this vibe this month speaks to many things I said, and Jasmin and Amanda mentioned. So you want to grab onto it a little bit. We're not all helpless, totally. We can't plan, we can't take care of everything. And this 5 energy, as I said, I told you earlier, just because you know it's going to rain and you're prepared for it doesn't mean you're not going to get wet. So I can thank you, hang up the phone and jet out of this house and do something crazy and say, Dale, you didn't relax. So this Mercury, we're all human, we're all dealing, but you do want to sort of put it in your mind's eye to operate more out of love and caring for yourself, actually.
Yeah. And we're on the same page with what you were saying about 2025. I've mentioned in other videos when I channel, and I ask, because it just feels like the energy keeps getting stronger and more volatile, and it just feels like it's amping up. And I'm like, okay, well, when do we get to our destination? And they said, get to 2025.
You're so on. And again, for me, and I think for all of us, is all right. So we know all this.
Yeah.
How do we make it work for ourselves? Living, going through, breathing. And so that's why I say, you could do what you want. I am a numerologist, a seer. I don't live by numbers. I live by my soul. But whether you believe in God, Buddha, Christ, the universe, whoever, whatever created the stars, astrology, numerology, created all of these things to aid us, to help us. And so I'm not a scientist. I think if the Earth was maybe 20 miles away from where the sun was now, we'd either burn up or freeze, or if the moon wasn't in the exact position. So whether you want to call it divine placement, it's a fact. We're here. It's real being here. So numerology, astrology, the spirit, the soul. I don't need anyone to tell me that that's how, it's not real to prove it. Waking up every morning proves it.
Absolutely. Amen.
Amen. And
Amen
then,
to that.
yeah. And knowing that astrological, I'm amazed. I love it when I say, oh, today's going to be A, B, C, and D, and then a friend or astrologer, you know what, Mercury's doing this, or Jupiter's doing this, and we just, it's many roads to get to New York City. That's where I'm at. But the truth is the truth, more or less. So
yes.
Yeah. And this is a month for just, I'm sorry, October.
Yeah, for October. Yeah. Speaking of which, Annette's asking, those pastel colors, that's for October, right?
Yes.
And in order to get your email newsletter where you talk about like the crystals and the colors and everything that you put out, where do they go to sign up for that email newsletter?
They have a few things. First of all, you're aware there's the vibe of the day. That's the 3 to 5 minute audio message every single day, freevibeoftheday.com. So I mentioned colors and all of that. Then I have the vibe of the month, which is a subscription. People subscribe for the year and they get the monthly vibe, and then they get all kinds of other messages and such. Now, I just was blessed to just redo my website, and so we're changing a little bit of how that's working. I usually place like this is September. I usually place a couple days before September ends or the next month comes, the current month on the website, so people can say, hey, let me see if any of that applies to me. But right now I'm not sure if I'm going to do that until I get all the kinks out. So if anyone wants to hear the vibe of September, go to numerologybydale.com, hit the contact me icon, and then I will send them the audio. And it's a 20-minute audio, and it talks about the vibe of the month. And then there's always Numerology by Dale Instagram.
Cool. I just posted freevibeoftheday.com and numerologybydale.com in the comments.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah. But yeah, so Janet was asking too. Yeah. So what Dale is referring to is October.
October.
Yes. And when we think about everything, and so if you want to, a lot of people rewatch this video when they get to like Wednesday or Thursday, and they rewatch it because they're wondering now as we get a little bit closer to the energy.
Actually, I'm a little confused. Let me make sure I'm clear. If somebody contacts me today or tomorrow, I'm going to send them the current vibe of September. That's what I'm going to send them. September's vibe. We still have a few days left, and that's part of the subscription. October is a part of the subscription, and if anyone gets a reading, then I send it to them. But I'm going to send right now on my website. August vibe is up, so I'm going to try to put September's up if I can do it. But it will once these couple days. Mercury retrograde. I'm just getting technical things together, but I have a great team, so that will be all fixed shortly. It's actually me that's holding it up. So
no. Lots to do. A lot of people that need our help right now, which I'm sure.
Do.
Yeah.
If you meditate or pray, I say the absolute spirit. That's what I call God. But this is a great month. This month too, but October is a great month to grab onto some gemstones. Yellow. All right, I'll name a couple. Yellow topaz is wonderful. Grab onto it. And if you don't possess a stone, I always say, Google it or Bing it or go to Numerology by Dale Instagram. Every day I'm posting. But you can vibe on things without possessing. But the stones will help, because the point is whatever brings calm and harmony to you in this month of October will be so beneficial. And actually, this sixth energy still is very creative. I call it is a feminine energy at the basis of it. And without my mom, I wouldn't be here. Without Mother Nature, we wouldn't be here. The female energy is the basin of our existence. And the sixth vibration speaks of that kind of, not that a man doesn't love his children, have that energy too, because he does. But overall, this sixth vibe that we're coming into, it's just the negative aspect of the sixth that we always had both sides that come up. And so with this five energy, we're walking through for the year, just pounding us and bringing, there's no real change. It's always changed. Everything is so fluid right now. I'm amazed. I'm amazed that it's going to be October in a couple of days. And that's the 5 energy operating 100-mile-per-hour zone. It's just been so fast. And then politics and energy, and now Mercury. Wow, what a vibe. But the point is that try to grab the bull by the horns in October by not succumbing to the vibes themselves, if the vibes make you hectic or crazy. And it still will, but I think the universe has given us information so we can sort of counter it as much as we can. As much as we can. That's how we can't, I think that's important.
Yeah,
So.
You're delightful, Dale. I've been posting your links. I've been posting, the websites are posted, and then your Instagram, Numerology by Dale, where you post all kinds of great information regularly that people can check out as well. I'm going to have you back.
I love being back, and I'm so appreciative to be able to be here. And it's so funny when you reached out to me for the very first time a while back. I said, well, who is this person? And I checked out your sites. I said, oh, I love her vibe. I like her vibe. I like this. I like it. So it is absolutely my pleasure. And it really is. And just wish everyone well. And again, this month of October, we're all going to find, I guarantee you that it's going to be one of those months that people need us or a shoulder to cry on. That's that caregiving. So have patience with them. And also have patience with yourself, which means treat yourself this month, October. Do something good for yourself. And one last, a great month for going to brunch, dinner, baking, and cooking. Nothing like food to bring people together.
Heck yeah. I know how to eat. I know how to eat. I'm going to come visit you in New York one of these days, okay?
When you do come, I make I used to have a pie company. I make a mean sweet potato pie and blueberry.
I'm going to go ahead and get that flight booked. You just convinced me. I will come and eat some pie.
Actually, you know what pie is great for? Food is great for this month of October. It always brings us together. Food is great. And family and community, all that kind of stuff sort of relates to this 6 energy. So when you're feeling bad, bake a cake. And
done and done.
Okay, my friend. So it's always a pleasure. And
thank you, Dale. Yeah, we'll see you soon. I'll have you back on.
Okay, my friend. Take care.
Okay, thank you. Oh my God, I love Dale. Dale's energy is so fantastic. I found him on Instagram. I was digging around. My dad's name is Dale, and I don't really come across that many Dales. And I was like, who's this Dale on here doing numbers? And that's how I found him. So look how that worked out. The spirit of the universe just connects people together, and I love it. So I'm going to do a card pull as we close out this week's broadcast. So let me shuffle and see what card comes forward as the collective message for all of us. A quick reminder for the YouTube patrons, which means you've joined the channel as a financial supporter, which is $2.99 a month, $2.99 a month. Tomorrow are my card pulls. It's Tarot Tuesday. So I'll be going on 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, tomorrow, the 28th. So if you have a question and you want me to pull a card for you, come and join us, but it is exclusive just to patrons. So the way that you join as a channel patron, make sure you're logged into your YouTube account and go to the homepage of Spirit and Spark TV. And on the homepage there, you'll see a button that says join. Do it from a computer. Make sure you're logged in, and that's how you do it. So that's tomorrow. And then Wednesday, I'll be back for Mysteries with the Mediums. We're going to be taking a look at messages from Michael Jackson, George Michael, and Amy Winehouse. What would they like to say from the other side? You'll find out on Wednesday. And we'll also do live audience messages on Wednesday as well. So big week here on YouTube. Here we go. Here's our message for the collective. We got the 6 of clubs. So let's see what this has to say. Trust your intuition. Trust what you see. Trust what you hear, and trust what you know. Be aware of what is going on around you, as this is the card of the messenger, and life could be speaking to you from every direction. Take time to be still, to go within and feel the natural rhythm of your being, as this is of utmost importance to you at this time. Like the sea, you have a signature rhythm within. And it is of importance that you spend time aligning with that, the rhythm within you. Like it, Mercury retrograde, can't talk straight. Align with the rhythm within you is what I'm trying to say. It could be a time to create more structure or discipline in your life so that you can make your inner nature your first choice of reference. Be clear with your priorities and be true to yourself first and always. Take responsibility for necessary adjustments that are called for now, and it will fall into place. Basically, listen to yourself. Oh my goodness gracious. I hope I don't have this much trouble talking the rest of the day, but we are getting that direct, massive hit of this Mercury retrograde today. And then, you know, we got the next few weeks to look forward to. But I know KTL is saying it's a perfect card for Mercury retrograde. Absolutely. If I could only get it out. Yeah, Liz, I agree. Dale needs to come through with that pie recipe. Hey, listen, I think we all just need to meet together and do like a Spirit and Spark in-person gathering. You know, of course, when it's safe for everybody to travel and it's easy for everybody to travel, I think we just get folks together and have like a powwow. So if you're all interested in that, stay tuned, keep connected to Spirit and Spark, and we'll plan something. Why not, right? We have so many amazing people in this community that from all over the place, it'd be fun to get everybody together. So thanks for joining me. Remember, if you want the free report from Jasmin, you have 48 hours to go ahead and redeem that. You want to email me. My email address is Dallisa, D-A-L-L-I-S-A @spiritandspark.com. Because it looks like the online form wasn't working for some of you. So you can just email me and say, I want Jasmin's report. I'll connect you via email with Jasmin. She'll get the astrological report to you for free, but you have to request it in the next 48 hours. And tell your friends, tell your family, share the video with a few people. I'd greatly appreciate it. We have a lot of information we shared today. Get everybody ready for October and keep breathing. All right, everybody, I'll see you next week. Bye for now. Don't forget, Tarot Tuesday tomorrow and Mysteries with the Mediums on Wednesday, right here.